time for monthly Yugioh.
Recap.
Alright, that works. Try to condense the Yu-Gi-Oh to make it sound more streamlined, like weekly manga,
recap?
manga recap, but whatever. This is where we talk about the multiple episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh at once, because we unfortunately don't get much of a chance to talk about them weekly because, well,
we're busy people.
We don't get a chance to, yeah. Well, I guess we'll just talk about the 3 episodes that we haven't talked about.
5, 6, and 7.
5 and 6, luckily, are both basically one episode, but really long.
Yep.
Because 6 begins where 5 leaves off.
Yep.
So I guess we'll start with
having budget and time is able to do that.
Yeah. So starting with episode 5, after Yuya wakes up from a dream where Sora, the ninja kid from the last episode, I guess glomps him off the galaxy or something. He goes down and finds out he's there in his house, eating his pancakes because his mom has a tendency to pick up strays on the street and feed them.
Flirting with his mom. You look like an older sister to Yuya, not his mom. Here, have Yuya's pancakes.
Yeah, and he's basically just stalking him everywhere he goes.
Even to the toilet.
Even to the toilet. And after a lot of shenanigans, he confronts him at the duel school because, surprise, surprise, he's there too, and demands him to stop bothering him. And he just keeps saying, I want to duel you. I want to see your pendulums. He's like, fine, we'll do it, but if I win, you gotta stop with this teacher crap. And he's like, okay, but I guess that means if I win, I get to keep doing it. He's like, ugh. So they go to the room, the action duel starts in an old Western theme, and then he's like, I don't want this, I want something cooler. So they make the candy gumdrop village land.
Delicious.
And he thanks, I guess I don't even know his name, Yuzu's dad for it, and he's like, oh, he's so cute, because everyone thinks he's so cute.
Yeah, he has the charming of everyone power, except Yuya.
Just like that Teddy Ursa in Pokemon. Just put his hand in his mouth, even when he became an Ursa ring, and everyone just loved him. It was adorable. Ursa ring. Anyway, so they start their fight. You know, Hippo, then a stuffed bear and lion.
Yeah, his cards are adorable. He has a stuffed bear and a lion, and also he has a set spell that he can discard a card to look at the top card of his deck, and if it's a level 4 or lower, he can summon it.
In the interest of time, and because there's a good chance that some of these cards won't act how they do in the show in real life when they come out, we'll only bring them up if they're important to what happens.
Yeah. Because
Yu-Gi-Oh has a bad tendency to have that happen in their show, where the cards just kind of work for contrivance of the plot.
I shoot the moon!
Not that bad anymore, at least.
But anyway.
But beyond that.
So Yuya's riding his hippo and he just keeps crashing into
stuff. But there's action spells where he's going, so apparently he's doing it on purpose. Because he always has them.
I just love when he runs into that cake.
And then he gets his chance to do his pendulum summon after he makes a bear eat candy. And then what? It's true.
I know, just he eats the candy and he goes into defense position.
Because he's fat from eating all that candy. Anyway, he sets his pendulums up. He brings them out to the field, attacks his lion, and hurts Sora, I guess, because he looks like he went unconscious when he hit that roof.
And everyone's like, dude, didn't you go a little bit far?
It's like, I'm playing the game. What do you want me to do? And he's like, oh my god, this is awesome. Pendulums are the best, yo.
Just no matter what he does, he admires them and he loves them.
So then he's like, it's time for me to get serious. And then he sets up a fusion summon to summon this weird scissor bear thing.
It's gory and scary, and everyone is just like, everyone at first was like, oh, his cards are so cute, and then he brings out the bear and they're all like, ah.
It punches Yuya and his hippo into a pond of pudding or something where he fishes for the hippo and eats it to gain more power because he gains power from monsters that he equips to him when he beats them from the graveyard. It's very important. And then Yuya tries to fight back, but he had two of the same card set face down because he anticipated the Magician of Time doing what the Magician of Time does. So he kind of got him into a corner, and then ran his dragon over.
Yeah.
And it died, and Yuya broke down because of it, because he connects the dragon, I guess, to his dad and his goal.
Yeah, since and then he does this little flashback where he remembers one time where his pendulum got lost, and he's crying, and he's like, "Dad, I'm sorry I lost the pendulum." His dad's like, "Son, nothing will come from crying from it. So just keep moving forward and think positively.
Keep smiling." And he started smiling, and I saw the glimmer of the pendulum in the tree, and he's like, "That's right. Whenever I feel like crying, I should laugh instead. That's how I bring joy to people's hearts." So he just starts laughing forcefully, but he is laughing, and you see when he puts his goggles back up that he's still crying, but he's laughing still. He's a very moody kid, but what are you gonna do?
I really like Yuya. I think he's an incredibly likable character.
It's the first. I think he's probably the most so far. The most likable main character in Yu-Gi-Oh! Probably just period.
What is the name of the guy from 5Ds?
Oh, you mean, oh god, you made me forget his name, Yusei.
Yeah, Yusei was cool and stuff, but he's
wasn't cool, but he's very silent. He's not the character you're supposed to personify.
Yeah.
As. Yeah, he's supposed to be the badass that you're supposed to just see. He's like, yeah, I gotta be this badass and punch out guards in the face. Jaden and Yugi are cool, but they're just exactly what you think they are when you look at them. And
Yugi's kind of a priss.
He's a priss, and his character development does happen, but it's super, super slow. It takes place over the course of the whole series, which ran for not even 5 or 6 years. It took forever for him to get to the point where he
4 seasons?
Yeah, 4 or 5 seasons long. It took him forever to get to the point where he was able to outgrow the Pharaoh and be able to fight by himself. Yeah. And then Jaden, he's it's like Little Creepo and all those other guys say. He's absolutely flawless.
I want to punch him in the face every time I see him.
I don't want to punch him in the face. At least his manga form is pretty cool. The person I want to punch in the face is Yuma. He tries so hard to do things that don't matter, and then fails at them.
He's from Zeal, right?
Yeah, he's from Zeal.
Popfly?
Yeah, that guy. Only people who saw the initial subs will even get that one. But no, Yuma's a dumbass who literally rips cards out of the air, not from thin air, but he can make cards not the same cards that were in his deck. Not add them on top or anything. He'll take an existing card and it'll become something else.
Cheating asshole. But anyway, so
but I don't know how that happened through the whole series, but I know that happened a few times, and that was enough to make me say, "Oh my god." Anyway, moving on.
So basically, what's the name of the ninja kid?
Sora.
His plan was he had a spell that made it so that every time something got equipped to a monster, he got to attack again. So he was hoping that Odd Eyes would be sent to the graveyard in order for him to equip it. But
he's not in there because he doesn't go to the graveyard when he's destroyed.
He's a pendulum.
So yeah, he doesn't get to attack any more times because he Sora activated the spell that let him attack an additional time for every equip card.
Yeah.
On him, but he didn't get any more equip cards. So that's what happens when you get greedy. Should have attacked that fish.
Yeah, if you did attack
the fish screwed him over in the long run.
Yeah. Don't ignore the pompadour.
He doesn't get to attack anymore. He brings back the dragon and also brings out a cheerleading mole who's extremely shy. He even hides in the ground and behind its pom-poms. And then jumps out of the ground to cheer the fish to give him more power to make the bear lose more power from the swords. And then Odd Eyes kills the bear, and because of his double damage thing, takes out Sora. And he's like, I guess I win, so you remember our deal. It's like, that's fine. It's like, why are you calling me by my name now? It's because, well, I can't call you teacher anymore. Now I'm just going to call you your name because we're friends.
Yep, and then the owner of the school is like, hey, why don't you join our school? And he's like, sure, this place is better than LSD anyway. And
LSD.
LDS.
This is much better than drugs. I'll do this.
Playing card games is so much better than drugs.
Clearly.
School kids.
Clearly it is. We're doing it over drugs. Huh?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, maybe they're right.
Hopefully they're right. Anyway, enough of me getting off topic.
So let's take episodes 5 and 6. On to 7.
Oh, wait.
What?
There was the whole entire, didn't you learn fusions from that school, though? He's like, oh, no, just where everyone I come from uses fusions.
I briefly mentioned that he comes from a place where everyone uses fusions. Which is interesting, because he also explicitly would not tell us where he comes from. Just that he comes from a place where they use fusions. So, maybe. So I guess we'll look forward to seeing what that's about. And that also means we'll see more fusions later on that are actually hopefully usable.
Because I like that bear. It's just, the fusion thing is, like, egging me off.
It's hard to justify having to use polymerization in a world where super polymerization and heroes exist. Mm-hmm. But they can do it if they have enough ways to do it. They just need new cards to help it out.
Yes.
And with a lot less, at least from what's looking like a lot less negation cards, it should be a lot more likely to work out that way. But time will tell.
So, episode 7.
Yes. So Atari, just inflating his ego. That's how it starts. It's just dancing around saying, I'm so awesome. I'm so great. Just shimmying around. I'm not even kidding. He is shimmying and, oh God, I don't know what the point of it is. He just really wants to make himself feel good about himself. And even his teammates are like, man,
fuck me. I'd fuck me.
Okay, then enough of that. It's good. We're skipping to the next scene now. He's just acting like a weirdo, is what he's doing, is the point.
Yeah.
And then we see Yuzu and Sister walking home with ice cream because everyone wanted ice cream. So they're getting ice cream.
Good enough reason for me.
And they overhear Sawatari's friends saying about how they're going to get back good because
he's got something nasty planned for him.
Yeah. And then Yuzu's like, oh no, they didn't.
Go take this ice cream home, warn everybody, I'm going to go kick some ass.
So he goes, so they go their own ways, and then we cut to mysterious unknown person staring at LSD. Just silent on top of a roof. And then he turns around and sees Yuzu there at the this warehouse that he's on top of, because that's apparently where Sawatari is at the moment, eating his delicious milk,
sweet milk apple berry
pie with honey.
Which we gotta get some of.
That sounds amazing. And as he's about to partake, she just breaks in and starts yelling at him.
And then he chokes on his pie.
He's choking on his pie.
And then he's like...
As you do.
Yeah, and then when he's done choking, he's like, I'm gonna do my big Team Rocket spiel.
Yeah, he just starts talking about all this super over-the-top stuff, and she's like, duel me! Duel me!
She's like, yeah, come on, you coward! Duel me!
Connor starts calling him a second-rate duelist, which eggs him on to fight or duel or whatever. And as they're about to start, the unknown guy comes in and just starts dueling after he, I guess, body check or punches, what's his, I don't even know their names, grunt number 1, I guess, into the ground.
And he's like, I'll duel in your place. And she's like, I can handle this. And he's like, I don't want you to get hurt again.
Yep. So they start. He sets up 5 cards face down as a turn. Soatari laughs at him because he didn't have a monster. Because believe it or not, there's actually people who think that if you don't have a monster on the field, you automatically are stuck or something and don't have a move.
No wonder he's a 100th ranked duelist.
Yeah, and don't anyone who plays card games who thinks this is truth is that because well he just shown that it isn't the case because after Soatari kills all this stuff with Mobius and then uses a extra summon spell to summon again and tribute summons Mobius for Mega Mobius to kill the rest of his cards off and then begins to attack. He activates 3 spells from his graveyard because apparently his deck is full of spells that activate from the grave.
So good.
And they basically made 3 level 4 monsters that protected him, so he only ended up killing off 1 and ended his turn. Meanwhile, Sister is going back to the duel school to warn everyone about Yuzu going to fight the thugs. And then we cut back to the duel, and we see the unknown guy get ready to overlay, which means Exceed's summons have returned.
Yep, and everyone's like, but only the top players at our school use Exceeds.
Which is fair enough. They're like the easiest things to use.
Yep.
Yeah. And he brings out, what was his name?
Dark Rebellion Exceeds Dragon.
Yep, that's a mouthful name. 2,500 attack points, and the ability to detach a Exceeds material from him to choose 1 level 5 or higher monster your opponent controls, have their attack, and he gains attack.
Based on how much we
yeah. And it's not once per turn, so he does it twice. So it puts down Mobius to 700, and he goes up to 46.
Did we mention this dragon looks like Odd Eyes?
It kind of looks like Eyes if you stripped off his extra armor and gave him a long-ass chin spear. Dude, I know that that's gotta be on purpose, especially after what we find out. Spoilers. It's anyway, we'll just say it at the end of it. Yeah, does that, puts him down to 100. It's like goes Batman on him, asks him about this guy called Academia. Sautari says he doesn't know who that is, and he's like, don't you lie, I swear, everyone who goes to the school gets this thing. Well, then you're no longer use of me. And he just leaves. And I guess I should mention that apparently, even though they aren't using the action field, all these hits are actually hitting like they're real because it even cracked the unknown guy's goggles.
Yep.
And as Sautari gets up, he activates a track card that when he when he takes battle damage or something.
One of monsters destroyed.
Oh yeah, one of his monsters is destroyed. He can destroy one of the opponent's monsters, and they take damage equal to the attack.
And without even looking at him, Unknown just activates another trap.
He's like, that's child's play. And then he activates another spell from his graveyard that says when the opponent activates a spell or trap, you banish this card from the graveyard to negate it and do 100 points of damage. How much does he have? Does Sautari have left?
100.
Just enough to get him down to 0. So good. And then it launches a spear that looks like it impales him to a wall.
They missed him by a centimeter.
It just cut through his coat, I should say. Leaves a big hole in there too, and I guess he passes out when the unknown guy takes off his mask and goggles and reveals that it looks exactly like Yuya, except for dark.
Yeah, gray eyes and blue-black hair.
Yep. The Exceeds looks like that for probably that reason.
We are suspecting that he is Yuya from the future.
It makes the most amount of sense because he keeps saying how he doesn't want Yuzu to get hurt again. So that means it had to have happened in the past, which means he must come from a time where that happened already. Either that or he's from an alternate dimension.
Another dimension. But anyway, so then Yuza's like, wait, what are you doing here? Explain! And then all of a sudden glowy things appear around her wrists.
And everything's just gone after a big flash of light. And then Yuya comes in and asks if she's okay. Heard that she was trying to get into a fight with some people. And after some banter, She wonders who the other guy was, and that's the end of the episode.
I'm hyped!
Yep, I'm glad we are in the anime season where not 1 but 3 shows based on card games are actually really good.
Yeah, ranging from decent to good. Really good.
Even Buddy Fight has now gotten away from its awkward phase of the first season.
Let's take the first season and put it over there.
And now it's actually, doing things. We're actually getting, from all these shows, something to be anticipating. Because we got plots showing up that are actually unraveling. Slowly, but they are doing so. Like a show should do.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm glad Arc 5 is living up to all the hype that, it was needing.
Hype! Still gotta know when Yuya's gonna use Inmados, though.
Yeah. I hope he does at some point, just because I want to see more Inmado support and make a certain friend of mine really mad.
We've told the,
I'm pretty sure I brought up the Glad Beast Inmado story before. Yeah, not the Alector one. That's a different story.
Oh, that's a different story? I thought he was beaten by Inmados.
No, he was beaten by a guy of the arm, the Synchro Knight.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, this is a guy who's using Glad Beasts who got completely wrecked by Inmados just flooding in. I just had back row just ready to stop all of his spells and traps, and I just had fields full of tomatoes.
Fresh, delicious tomatoes.
And it was like, what you got, mate?
M8.
Yeah, I love that. I'm going to use that so much now. Anyway. So yeah, good stuff. Glad we got Yuya as a protagonist. He's, like I said, probably the most developed protagonist, especially this early in the game.
Yeah, it's like, you can like him, he's relatable. He cries a lot, but...
Oh yeah, he cries a lot. I'm not going to say he is perfect, because he's not. That's what makes him a good character. He's not perfect in any way, shape, or form. He's a goof-off. He's apparently not the best at card games, and it's been shown because he's lost a lot of stupid ways, apparently.
Like, they usually say in, when you're writing a story for, like, film or for book or anything, your character should only cry on screen, like, a total of once per, like, arc or, like, per story.
Continue.
Otherwise they'll look wimpy, but I think he gets away with it, mostly because...
he is wimpy. That's the whole point. He's a wimpy character who is trying to act like he's not because he has bigger plans that he knows that he can't get done if he sits around moping all the time.
Kid lost his dad.
He's... as far as I know, he's not dead. He's just left because, I guess, humiliation or maybe he's just not there. I don't know what the reason is. But the point is that he's got his demons, sure. And yeah, he does cry a lot, but you know what he does that other characters don't usually do when they cry a lot? Just laugh it off and continue anyway.
Yeah, and he's admirable for that.
Like I said, this is completely our opinion, of course, but it's like, really, I can't say I looked at Yugi and Yami the same way. I know I couldn't see Jaden or Yusei the same way. They were really they were close to perfect. They had no actual real flaws.
Such Mary Sue's.
And Yuma was like a deconstruction of a main Yu-Gi-Oh character.
He was dark and edgy.
No, he wasn't. He was a little screw up.
Wait, no, I was thinking of the dude from 5 Years.
Yusei, that's Yusei.
Yusei.
Yuma is like a snot-nosed screw-up who only starts being, a competent character like 50 episodes in.
Yeah, no, I hated him. He can go die in a pit, his stupid grasshopper hair.
Like, seriously, he doesn't make the best first impression in the first 20 episodes, I'll tell you that much. That is not what he actually says.
I know, it's just what I remember him for, because I only watched like the first 3 episodes.
That's not what you saw the first 3 episodes, the thing that doesn't strike in your mind is the fact that he thought that if he believed he could jump 30 feet in the air, he could.
No, I
and
remember
then
that
he doesn't, because surprise, he can't jump 30 feet in the air because he's just a 12-year-old boy. Or how about the fact that he thought if he could breathe underwater, he could, and then he tried, and then he almost drowned.
This guy thought he was part of Tokyuger. He wasn't.
Right. It's like, he started off so terribly. So terribly, I didn't even watch past.
I wanted to rip the
episode
pink things
40.
off his hair and stab them back in his eyes.
Because at that point, I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I had to just watch occasionally, and then just watch just watch occasionally. That was all I had to do. I just had to read up on it every once in a while because I could not handle it anymore.
I couldn't handle it after the 3rd episode. I was so done.
And I'm sorry to all those Zeal fans out there, but it's like, you gotta admit that the first 50 episodes were not the best. 50 or so episodes were not the best interpretation of a story. It took so long for things to actually happen. I don't mean the whole find the numbers pieces, because even that took forever, and it was monster of the day. Basically, it was like the slow moments of a Sentai. Where they just gotta fight monsters every once in a while, and then they'll get power-ups.
See, I can watch that, because that's entertaining.
I can, depending on how they do it. Some do it better than others, and this one was like one of the bad versions, where it literally is nothing going on. Like Shinkenger did a wonderful job of it, because all the downtime was mostly used to give character development over anything else. And only occasionally did they get power-ups and stuff. I'm talking more like Ghost Sager and stuff where it's like downtime is mostly just used to get more stuff.
Yeah, which one was that? Angels?
Angels.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we talking about Angels?
I am. But yeah, so that's just opinions. This season is doing really, really good. We already got freaking big plot threads happening.
It's exciting.
I mean, we already knew about this mysterious organization thing 3 episodes in, and now we got a possible time traveler mixed into it. Only 7 episodes in.
Or Dark Dimension.
It's like, dude, this is how you do a decently paced story, because if you do this now and you set this up, you can even maybe get a big chunk done early and start another thing that grows from it. An expanded universe, which is
momentum.
Sure, which is something that doesn't happen as much in card shows as it could, but I would love to see. Actually, it is happening with Vanguard. Vanguard is doing exactly that right now. Because everything that's happened up to this point, every season, has indirectly started something else in the season. And has expanded it. So, things like that I just really like that stuff. And hopefully, all 3 of these shows will keep trying to be good. Especially Buddy Fight, who's finally gotten momentum to do something. And I just hope it stays, knock on wood. And I hope the other shows do too, especially needing Arc 5 to hang in there, because it's in for the long haul. Vanguard seasons are usually on average 50 episodes or so. Looking like Buddy Fights are around 20 episodes. Arc 5 is probably going to be a 3-year run, maybe 4-year run, so it's going to have a couple hundred episodes. So, we'll see.
Yep.
So, till next time, everybody.
See you on the next recap.
You'll probably see us before that.
Good point.
Bye.